Prophecy fulfilled. The Messiah would bring salvation. Prophecy, Zechariah 9:9d. He will proclaim peace to the nations. His rule will extend from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. Fulfillment, Luke 19 verse 10. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Context of the prophecy. Zechariah 9:9d speaks of the Messiah's proclamation of peace to the nations and his universal rule. Significance of the fulfillment. Universal message. In Luke 19 verse 10, Jesus affirms his mission to seek and save the lost, emphasizing that his salvation is not limited to a specific group but is intended for all. Peace and salvation. The prophecy's mention of proclaiming peace aligns with the fulfillment's message of Jesus as the source of salvation, offering spiritual peace to all. Implications and reflections. Inclusive salvation. The fulfillment underscores the all-encompassing nature of Jesus' salvation, which is available to people from every corner of the earth. Divine sovereignty. Both the prophecy and fulfillment reflect God's sovereignty over the entire world through the Messiah's rule. Conclusion. The fulfillment in Luke 19 verse 10 affirms that Jesus fulfills the prophecy of Zechariah 9:9d by bringing a message of peace and salvation that extends to all people, regardless of their background or location. This reinforces his role as the Messiah who fulfills the divine plan for humanity's redemption. User. Prophecy, Zechariah 9:9c, fulfillment, John 5 verse 30. The Messiah would be just. ChatGPT. Prophecy fulfilled. The Messiah would be just. Prophecy, Zechariah 9:9c. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. Fulfillment, John 5 verse 30. By myself I can do nothing, I judge only as I hear, and my judgment is just, for I seek not to please myself but him who sent me. Context of the prophecy. Zechariah 9:9c describes the coming king as righteous and victorious, indicating his just nature. Significance of the fulfillment. Divine justice. In John 5 verse 30, Jesus emphasizes his commitment to just judgment, aligning with the prophecy's description of the Messiah as righteous and just. Alignment with God's will. Jesus highlights that his judgments are not self-serving but are rooted in seeking to please the Father, reinforcing the Messiah's obedience to God's plan. Implications and reflections. Moral example. The fulfillment showcases Jesus as a moral exemplar who demonstrates justice and obedience even in his divine role. Divine nature. Jesus' alignment with God's will and his commitment to just judgment reflect his divine nature. Conclusion. The fulfillment in John 5 verse 30 confirms that Jesus fulfills the prophecy of Zechariah 9:9c by embodying righteousness and just judgment. His actions and words demonstrate his commitment to divine justice and obedience, affirming his identity as the promised Messiah. User. Prophecy, Zechariah 9:9d, fulfillment, John 5 verse 30. The Messiah would be just. ChatGPT. Prophecy fulfilled. The Messiah would be just. Prophecy, Zechariah 9:9d. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. Fulfillment, John 5 verse 30. I can do nothing on my own. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will but the will of him who sent me. Context of the prophecy. Zechariah 9:9d portrays the coming king as just and righteous in his judgments and actions. Significance of the fulfillment. Divine justice. In John 5 verse 30, Jesus asserts that his judgments are just because they align with the will of God, reflecting the fulfillment of the prophecy's depiction of the Messiah as just. Obedience and humility. Jesus emphasizes his obedience to the will of the Father, as depicted in the prophecy's portrayal of the king's humility in riding on a donkey. Implications and reflections. Divine nature. The fulfillment highlights Jesus' alignment with divine justice and his role as the righteous king, confirming his divine nature. Sovereign will. Jesus' focus on carrying out the will of the Father reflects his authority and submission to God's plan. Conclusion. The fulfillment in John 5 verse 30 underscores that Jesus indeed fulfills the prophecy of Zechariah 9-9d. His emphasis on just judgment, obedience to God's will, and humility align with the depiction of the Messiah's righteous and just nature in the prophecy.